Maths spoiler alert, the massive bombshell at tonight's dinner party is that Paul found out about Karina's sexual history with some guy, apparently a celebrity, and got so frustrated and angry that he punched a hole in a wall. Now, I described this behavior as abusive on my page, and a lot of people in the comments, namely men, are struggling to see how this is abuse. So let me educate you. There is a well-documented correlation between property destruction, such as punching holes in walls, and abuse of human beings. Research shows that violent outbursts towards an object is often a precursor to direct physical violence against a person. I myself experienced this. My ex-boyfriend, one of the first signs of abuse was when he punched a hole in a wall. So I'm also talking to my own experience here. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at some studies. Number 1, property violence as a predictor of physical abuse. Studies show that punching walls, breaking objects, or destroying property in anger is a strong warning sign that physical violence towards a partner may follow. Research published in the Journal of Family Violence found that men who engage in property violence were significantly more likely to escalate to physical abuse compared to those who did not. Number 2, the graduation hypothesis in domestic violence. Domestic violence experts refer to the graduation hypothesis, where abusers often start with intimidation tactics, yelling, slamming doors, punching walls, before progressing to physical harm against their partner. A study from the National Institute of Justice found that in many cases of intimate partner homicide, there was a history of property destruction before physical violence escalated. Number 3, statistics on escalation. A study by the US Bureau of Justice Statistics found that 81% of domestic violence perpetrators who engaged in property destruction later physically harmed their partner. In cases reported to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, survivors who experienced early-stage property violence were more likely to report later strangulation or serious physical assault. Men who punch walls or break objects in anger are 5 times more likely to assault their partner, according to the research of the Journal of Interpersonal Violence. Finally, number 4, threatening behavior is still abuse. Even if the wall is the initial target, the underlying message is intimidation. The abuser is demonstrating their capacity for violence and creating fear. The National Domestic Violence Hotline reports that many survivors recognize wall punching as a warning sign that they initially dismissed, only to experience direct physical abuse later. So there we have it. Intimidation is abuse. Property destruction is an early warning sign that shouldn't be ignored. And it's so concerning to me that people are actually backing Paul, being like, oh, well, the wall's not a person. So what? It's violence. What is wrong with you? This is why we have such a problem with femicide in Australia. Wake up.